So for this week's video, my intention was to recap the flex savings option with you on my Duke Energy plan. My bill has not yet generated, so I'm going to push that back a week so that I can get more details and information before we actually talk about it. So this week I'm just going to give you sort of a vlog, a few clips that I've made throughout the past week or so, and kind of talk about current events, what's going on right now. So this is my Cybertruck, and as you can see, or maybe you don't notice, I got the light bar installed finally. This is at the supercharger on the way back home, and they told me to pull the right door panel off or B pillar off and make the connection for the wires, and it would work. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get home and just immediately start tearing into the truck, taking the B pillar off, and it's already hooked up. So, huge waste of my time. So, here's a video of me learning that it was already hooked up, and so I just peeled the cover off of it and started playing with it. So, yeah. All I can say is too bad it's not street legal because this is so bright. If I had a way to maybe bind it to the steering wheel and make it toggleable easily, um, I would totally use it as my high beams. But yeah, there's that. And so the next topic I want to talk about is something I seen in Raleigh that I really liked. I like the idea. It's basically truck nuts, but for electric trucks. And this is the next clip here is of them. Um, so you may have noticed in my video going to Apex or Raleigh or wherever over there for the Iona opening, one of the Lightnings had two blue wire nuts as truck nuts, and I thought that's actually kind of cool. And so I started looking into it. I'd really like to get a set for my truck, but they're like 70, 80, $90, and I'm like, that's insane. So the idea struck me, and I decided to see, could I be printing these myself? And I did. These are all ones that I have printed. I actually started them up on Etsy for 60, and I realized that's still high, but by the time I buy the material and I source the wire for it and all of that, I'm barely making a profit. But these are all colors that I made and are selling on my Etsy store. Maybe link in the description if you want one. Um, there's a matte blue, navy blue. Someone special ordered that. And then orange, which I didn't get a picture of the orange finished product, but there it was being made. So, and of course, I got into doing other things, which I made this sign. I've got a few other signs that I'm working on. All this is on my Etsy shop, by the way. All these wire nuts that I was making, I actually got behind. I had like 4 orders waiting, and my printer I've had for, I don't know, 5, 7 years. It's slow, and it just can't seem to keep up with what I want to do. One wire nut would take 16 hours, and you got to make two of them to ship them out to someone. So I went to Micro Center and I bought a new printer. And so here's some clips I shot of trying to dial it in. I did get it dialed in, by the way. I want to show you my process of elimination here for figuring out how to Z offset the printer. This is just something I've been playing with for the past little bit. So obviously up here, the Z is way too high. It's not actually making contact with the bed. You can see it's not sticking. It's not good. This is the issue I've been having with a lot of my prints. And I started dropping it just as low as I possibly could, and I started seeing wrinkle. And this wrinkle is the same problem I have with my other printer. So I just let it keep going, and I slowly kept raising it. And in this area, you can see it's kind of a little bubble there, but nothing crazy. And in this one, I think this is perfect. I think that's the way it should be. I might could afford to bring it down just a little more, maybe like half of a movement, because I'm moving in like 0.05 each time I move. here I think is closer to perfect, and then this one may be just a little too high. Let's peel it and look at the adhesion side. That's definitely sticking really well right in there. So the adhesion side, yeah, this is getting too high. As you can see, it's not. This area is better, so I think I'm going to bring it down to about right here, where I was in between here and here. So I'll bring it down another 0.5, and then we're going to start this over and see what happens. All right, so the money is 1102 based on our last test. I actually kind of see something on the bed. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. One sec. It looks good. Of course, I can't really see all of it just yet. I ain't figured out the noises yet. It's got like a little rattling noise that I'm pretty sure something's just loose, but that's looking like money. And the funny thing is, I had these same problems with my Anycubic, and now I know it's probably too close to the bed because it wrinkles on the Anycubic. Okay, there it kind of screwed up. There, it's definitely screwing up. So that's exactly what it does on the Anycubic right there. It just has little pockets of air bubbles. We're gonna see if we can power through that and layer 2 maybe makes that go away. We'll see. So the print that you seen in that video was this one, the one I showed you earlier. It actually did work, and it doesn't look half bad. I've noticed with black, it shows lines really bad, which, I mean, with 3D printing, you gotta expect some, it's not gonna be perfect. It's never perfect. But you can kind of see those lines here. But with any print, it's not going to be perfect. I noticed that if you do a white background and dark letters, it's not as visible on the imperfections. But you're not gonna study it under a microscope like I am with my camera here. You're probably gonna hang it up, put it somewhere, and it's gonna be a nice little novelty piece, and that's gonna be it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing lately, just 3D printing, and yeah. One of my favorite features of pretty much every car I've ever owned is the satellite radio. And I got it on the red one first, and I didn't activate it because they said it was going to be $10 a month, and I knew that they offered a $5 a month package, so I didn't want to pay that. Well, when it finally came to my silver car, I was able to activate it at $5 a month, no questions asked. But I still can't activate it at $5 for the red one. It still says $10. Now it is available on my Cybertruck, and I've been using it almost a month. And my light is on apparently. But anyway, been using it on the Cybertruck for about a month now, and I try to activate it on the truck, and there's been an error, and it doesn't work. So anyway, with this one, this is the error that I was getting. It was persistent. It happened on my computer. It happened on my phone. It happened everywhere, every way I tried. The instructions tell you to either go back or to call. And every time I tried to call, I got someone who couldn't understand me, couldn't speak English, no racism there, but oh my goodness. I mean, there was just no way we were getting anywhere because no. So, I almost gave up entirely, and the other day I had this crazy idea. I was like, what if I put my browser into incognito mode and try to order it? And it went through. So I've got it on my truck finally. That took forever. Finally, my sister is having a baby, and by the time this video goes up, she will probably have already had it because she is due any day now. But they had the baby shower, and I thought, I don't want to be the same old like everybody else. Oh, here's diapers. No. I want to raise some eyebrows. I want to do some gag gifts. So This is what I bought, just kind of showing you the gifts up front so that you can see what it says. The card says this is 10 centimeters, and if you don't get that, you figure it out. But the reaction was hilarious, and I will share that with you.
Emily's face, she went.
Because you got meatballs on your clothes? Well, it's okay. Mom said it's okay.
Look at Taylor, she's going. She's slapping her face. About right now.
Read what it says on it.
You gotta take it out.
Mom's last stir, but look, it's on fire.
So anyway, that's the long and the short of what's been happening lately, and hopefully I will have a review or a recap of the power bill situation next week, and we'll go over if we actually saved any money. We were having some problems throughout the month, and we'll talk about that in another video, but I think we'll have saved some money. We'll see.